Dr. Jacques Vallée, international authority on the UFO experience.
The first thing I'd like to dispel is a frequent misconception that UFOs are limited to this country. Very often people ask me, how come I never hear about UFOs in other parts of the world? How come we only hear about UFOs in America? Well, UFOs are not an American phenomenon. They are a worldwide phenomenon. That's one of their most dramatic characteristics. The first major wave of sightings, and sightings tend to come in very intense series over a couple of months, over a given region of the world. The first such major wave occurred over Scandinavia in 1946. There was a major wave in this country in 1947, mainly in the western states. And then there have been waves in the US in 1950, 1952, and so on. And there have been intense concentrations of sightings in Africa, in Latin America, in Mexico, in the Soviet Union, in the People's Republic of China, Australia, New Zealand, and on and on and on. I don't know of any single country that has not had a series of UFO sightings. May 1975, Manitoba, Canada. Unidentified flying objects have been reported over the small town of Carmen. The objects have been seen by many witnesses over a period of several weeks. May 13, 1975, cameraman Alan Carr of station CKY in Manitoba photographs two separate sightings over Carmen in front of 4 witnesses. The first sighting occurs at approximately 10:30 p.m. The object appears to be stationary just above the ground. Then, almost simultaneous with a flash which appears in the sky, the object moves north at blinding speed. Only when the film is later analyzed in slow motion does Carr realize what he has captured photographically. Approximately an hour later, a second sighting occurs. The object appears over a group of trees and moves from left to right at an apparently low relative altitude to the horizon. Again, slow motion analysis provides a fascinating study of this unexplained event. April 19, 1897, in Leroy, Kansas, a farmer named Alexander Hamilton, his son, and a farmhand are awakened by strange noises from the cattle pen. Going outside, they discover, to Hamilton's utter amazement, an enormous airship with a brilliant searchlight is slowly descending over the cow lot. Fearfully, Hamilton moves closer and is startled to find that one of his cows has been caught by a red cable running down from the ship. The next day, after an extensive search, he discovers the cow's hide, legs, and head in a field miles away. This is one of the first recorded cattle mutilations connected with UFOs. The report could easily be dismissed as a tall tale if there were no others. But since then, thousands of bizarre animal mutilations have been discovered, not only in this country, but in Africa, Australia, Brazil, and many European countries, in fact, all over the world. In this country, mutilations have occurred in over 30 states in the last 5 years alone. Frustrated ranchers and law enforcement officials have come to recognize the classic signature of the mysterious mutilators. Often, in a remote area, a cow will be found dead, the sex organs removed, and the tongue, an ear, and an eye all surgically cut out. The body, more often than not, has been drained of blood, though no blood has been found on the ground. In fact, there are no tracks or prints of any kind near the body. And yet, amazingly enough, there is no evidence of a struggle. Identifiable lights in the sky have appeared in virtually every area of this country which has been plagued by cattle mutilations. But no explanation has been found for these strange sightings. There are some who believe that these objects in the sky are responsible for thousands of mysterious cattle deaths which continue to this day. Though state and local officials have stated their views about the mutilation mystery, surprisingly few veterinarians will speak publicly about the situation. This man is an exception. Dr. William Fitzgerald runs an animal clinic in Durango, Colorado. Because of his expertise in the field of veterinary medicine, he was asked by the sheriff's office to perform an autopsy on a mutilated cow found in a remote area, Dulce, New Mexico, similar to the plains of Colorado in its isolation, but nestled among rolling hills and small mountains. It is the land of the Jicarilla Apache. Tradition is strong here. Indian women weave intricate baskets and create delicate beadwork. The men preside over tribal business and raise cattle. And here, as in Logan County, the night sky has been lit with the glow of unknown flying objects, and cattle are found mutilated. A pilot named Frederick Valentich disappears after reporting a strange craft hovering above him. December 12, 1978, La Chapelle, France. A 45-year-old worker riding home observes an oval object. Together with another witness, he sees the craft hover above them. December 12, 1978, Guadalajara, Mexico. Two luminous saucer-shaped objects are reported by residents, then by a police officer. December 16, 1978, Palermo, Italy. A bank clerk spots a disc of light and alerts the police, who take several photographs. January 2nd, 1979, Wellington, New Zealand. A veteran pilot and a newsman film 7 objects. January 4th, 1979, Jerusalem. Police on duty see 3 mysterious objects at high altitude. January 5th, 1979, Johannesburg, South Africa. A woman and her son report seeing half a dozen occupants in front of a brightly colored craft on the lonely country road. Ordinary people are seeing something all over the globe. But what have the experts seen? NORAD and the Air Force do have extremely sophisticated equipment, and by use of the phased array radar facility, surveillance is maintained on objects in space. But the system is only designed to track things like rockets, satellites, and man-made debris, objects with specific trajectories and which hold an orbital or flight velocity of approximately 4.8 nautical miles per second. This system is designed to discriminate between objects in space. For example, it will ignore a meteor entering the Earth's atmosphere, but will quickly spot a satellite as it begins re-entry. Objects can also be photographed with incredible precision by the electro-optical surveillance system, and it's very good at its job. However, it's not designed to photograph everything, just specific items and particular missions. The sky is so vast, it is virtually impossible to wait for, track, and photograph all unidentified phenomena. There is just not sufficient time or budget. So it is not really accurate to say that our sophisticated equipment and personnel are able to identify and examine any and all UFOs. On the contrary, they are programmed to study man-built machines, and only that.